Hello, good morning YouTube. This is Israel with another video blog regarding condominium administration. And the topic for today will be that I will try to explain. First, it's a big question. How do you choose the right translator for your assembly? It's your condominium assembly. Let's have this in mind really clear that there's a gapping point. There's a really narrow way in which the communication flows, and that's the translator. Why am I saying this? I'll talk to you about a personal experience I had just a couple of weeks ago, in which I attended a conference, and we had this amazing speakers coming from all over the world. They came to speak to a medical team. But the problem was that the medical team, the conference itself had a lot of very technical aspects of it. It had a lot to do with many specific details, many words, many slangs that they use in the technical atmosphere, that they use their focus point or their specialist knowledge based. So I think that because I spoke the language and I was able to transfer and understand what was going on, I felt like it was kind of like a lack. You know, if I was the laboratory itself, or I was the company itself hiring this, it was so much money spent in this event, flights, hotel rooms, the speaker themselves, events and all this, and basically I don't think they gave really good attention to the translator, because now I wasn't saying he wasn't good. He was good. He was doing very good. He was following up, but there were some technical points in which he didn't nail the subject itself. So I think there was kind of information flow left behind, and because of the magnitude of the event, basically there was a lot of responsibility held on the administrator to follow up with this event. And so that brings me to 3 suggestions I will give you. Once to hire a translator. Why do you need to hire a translator and how to do it? Because sometimes it just doesn't have to do with his technical abilities. It has to do more of himself preparing. What is he translating? What's the agenda? What is the slideshows? What's the documentation that he's going through? Because sometimes that prepares, and if he has something in which he bases his translation to, it's more accurate. So the first one, interview him. Bring one of the groups in which the language he's translating to. Bring him in and just make him have a conversation, and you'll see whether he has the skills or not to do the translation. The other, provide him information. I know that nowadays it's really hard because there's a lot of confident information, so it's not that easy just to go ahead and to hand all the information to a third party. But what you can do, you can pay him 2 hours before, 1 hour before, and give him all the documentation and give him all the information, so he's aware of what's going on. And if there's some technical words that he needs to research, he needs to look up, then he has a knowledge base so he can do the translation properly. And finally, the third, prepare the assembly. It means you have to let them know the assembly or the people who are speaking up that they need to slow down a bit. They need to give pauses so the translator can follow through, and just not rush all the way through with like 20 different ideas, which makes it really hard to translate. But just do it in pauses. Do it in just only acknowledging that somebody else is going to listen in another language, and they need to collaborate based on that. So those are my 3 suggestions. And I think it's very important, because you really want to transmit this information to all your assembly, all your groups, and you want it to make it as clear as possible, so there's communication flow, and they really understand what you're doing, what you're presenting, what your proposals, what are your suggestions, because based on that, your assembly will flow much better. And besides that, I think that it is important, but the least important, the skills of the translator. You have to get a guy who really knows what he's doing, and basically that it's a little bit costlier, but it's worth it because information flow. It really it's the main subject of the assembly, and not doing it properly might be a lot costlier than what you expect. Okay, hope you like my video. Please comment any suggestions. I'll be waiting for them. Take care.